Pranks are an age-old tradition extending at least as far back as the Roman Empire. However, it's likely humanity's love of a good laugh is nearly as old as we are, particularly if it comes at someone else's expense.
Oh, I'm so sorry,
But pranks don't always go the way they should. Thanks to the dawn of social media, pranksters are taking things further than ever. Sometimes they take them far enough to get the police involved.
Get your hands up! Stop! Stop!
In this video, we'll cover 30 instances of misjudged pranks that ended up going very, very wrong. Let's get started. Few practical jokes are more wholesome or more tolerated than the beloved senior prank, when high school students in their final year pull out all the stops to create some pre-graduation fun. But in 2023 in the city of Niles, Illinois, a senior prank involving a local cow got way out of hand. Footage from May 9th shows police hot on the trail, or tail in this case, of the bovine bandit as it runs down the street.
I don't care. How do we fix this? Because it's gonna get killed is what's gonna happen, and so are you for driving like this.
Apparently, the students had intended to sneak the young cow into their school, only to have things go very south very quickly. Despite having eyes on the cow, the police seemed very confused as to how to approach the problem. Despite their best efforts to corral the calf with their cars, it continually runs off through neighborhoods and streets.
What the do we do?
I have no idea.
Holy himself, that's... Well, at least he's in the park.
The more frustrating part is they can't tell if the cow is terrified or having the time of its life. Eventually, the police managed to corner it in a local backyard, but the cow is not ready to end its field day.
So it looks like we've got it kind of corralled into the backyard, hopefully.
You can get it in that backyard.
Or in that backyard.
Oh, that backyard is soft.
You know how to wrangle a cow? Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, he's going right through those bushes. No? Son of a bitch.
Oh. Well, it's stuck now. That thing is going to freak out.
At this point, high schoolers show up in an effort to right their wrong. The problem? None of the kids actually know what to do. Now the cow is cornered and pissed off, and so are the police.
You guys couldn't just home with the cow?
What's the cop cars? Sorry.
Where's the thing? Where are we supposed to do to latch onto it?
It's coming. It's coming.
I feel like all these 18-year-olds need a disorderly conduct ticket. That's what I think. Now you got 3 cops after we told you guys to go home, and this is the bull I gotta deal with because y'all thought this was a funny prank?
After determining that the cow isn't stolen despite being taken all the way from Wisconsin, some local farmers show up and manage to safely wrangle the cow.
You okay?
You good?
Good.
Yeah, you just wrestled a cow.
Good, John?
The students were given several ordinance citations, including curfew violations and disorderly conduct. If there's one state in the US that doesn't mess around with punishing civilians, it's Florida. And when an 11-year-old Volusia County girl texted 911 with a bogus claim about kidnapping, she ended up in actual handcuffs. According to the local sheriff, the young lady was very detailed during her text, leaving tiny breadcrumbs of information about the victim, the vehicle, and the armed kidnapper. As all such claims need to be treated as legitimate, the police and sheriffs mobilized all their units to try and deal with the potential crisis. However, after around 30 minutes, the girl actually calls the police by accident, allowing them to triangulate the location of the caller. So when they discovered her and she admitted it was a prank, they put her into handcuffs and gave her a stern talking to.
Stay calm. You can talk to your parents. We can open the window and let you talk to them. Nothing's going to happen to you. Do you understand that? Okay.
I'm telling you this right now, you're going to take this as a lesson at 11 years old, that if you do something stupid in the future, you're going to enjoy those cuffs.
I'm not going to do this again.
You know, this is going to be an opportunity for you to turn this into a learning experience. This is not something you're going to carry with you for the rest of your life.
Hopefully she learned a lesson that will keep her out of those cuffs for good. Some pranks have more than one layer, and this is certainly one of them. A TikToker named Chacho Sabor was in Bucaramanga, Colombia when he decided to pull this meta prank. First, he goes up to a motorcyclist parked on the side of a busy street. They appear to negotiate something and the TikToker climbs on. However, after the TikToker makes a few rude humping motions, the driver gets irate. After a brief confrontation, he ends up stabbing the man and attempting to flee. The entire area erupts in chaos as people attempt to help the stab man, but here's the thing, it was all an act.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Marica, chacho, ¡Bótalo, bótalo, bótalo! ¡Ayúdale! Está bien, sí está bien.
The prank wasn't on the motorcycle rider, but on everyone watching the video. Remember, you can't always trust what you see on the internet. In July of 2023, police were called to a county market in Wasau, Wisconsin over reports of a man acting strange and making customers and staff uncomfortable. Unfortunately, upon arriving at the store, the man was gone. After police had obtained a description, they were informed about a seemingly unrelated stolen vehicle. Footage shows officers responding to the stolen vehicle, where the owner says he initially thought one of his friends or co-workers was pranking him by driving his truck across the parking lot. However, he soon realized the theft was real, and the strange man, a Texas resident and sex offender currently on probation, was the culprit.
I'm Officer Terry with Wausau PD. Is this a company vehicle or your personal? Okay. I don't know if this is going to make you feel any better or not. We do have license plate readers all over the city, and part of the reason why it took me so long to get here is because I was working on getting entered into that system and everything.
Me and someone were talking at the back window, and we saw someone walking up through the parking lot. Next thing, the person I was talking to was looking at me, he's like, "Hey, that's your truck." Honked the horn, and then he just kind of drove up in there, so I thought maybe he was just younger kind of thing. He was playing prank and gonna put it up their way or something.
Was he carrying anything with him?
I almost want to say he had a backpack.
We had a guy this morning. I don't know where he came from. His address is in Texas, but he's been in the area kind of causing a problem. I suspect that this is going to be the same person, but like I said, if he drives through town, it's going to alert on one of our cameras and we're going to find him. Typically, we find them still in the city, which is what I'm hoping for. Our dispatch center put out, it's called an attempt to locate, so basically everyone in Marathon County is looking for your truck right now.
The kicker? He's also wearing an ankle monitor. Dashcam footage shows the cops pulling up behind the suspect, who drives away, often exceeding speeds of 88 miles per hour. It's at this point that the driver misses a road sign warning of a sharp curve and crashes into a ditch.
At the curve north of the water treatment center, I can see his hands. Show me your hands! 169, I'm out with her. Look at her. Show me your hands!
With guns drawn, the officers order the suspect out of the stolen truck.
One at gunpoint. Show me your hands! Get out of the vehicle! 169, I'm out with her. Out of the vehicle! Keep your hands or I can see them! 169 for 43, we have one male stepping out. We can see his hands at this time. Face away from me! Face away from me! Face away! Walk backwards towards the sound of my voice! Keep your hands up! Hands out to the side! Palms up! Do not move! Palms up! Palms up!
After a tense exchange, the man's arrested. The suspect, Andrew Hervey, is later determined to be on drugs, which is likely what triggered the strange behavior in the first place. One of the most time-honored pranks is the whoopee cushion, but this prank takes that concept to the next level. Though it looks like this man is sitting down on a regular old couch cushion, his friends have actually installed an airbag underneath it. Moments after he sits down, they deploy it, sending the man flying roughly 6 feet into the air. Unfortunately, instead of having a laugh, this man's clearly ready to start swinging. Every culture has its own version of the doorbell prank. In America, it's typically referred to as ding-dong dashing. But while it's typically all in good fun, this particular case went very, very wrong. Footage shows a 15-year-old kicking the front door of a Delaware state trooper. Apparently, the sudden noise scared the officer's girlfriend and he decided to call some of his police friends for some serious revenge.
He's behind your back!
I'm sorry, I don't know what I did. Sorry about that.
Footage shows one kid who wasn't even involved being roughly dragged from his home. Upon finding the real door kicker, the officer attempts to turn off his body cam but fails. This means that the footage of the officer breaking the boy's orbital bone and putting him in the hospital was seen for everyone. The cop was quickly fired for his rampant abuse of power. Swatting's a new type of practical joke that's almost guaranteed to end up with someone in jail. This concept consists of reporting a crime bad enough to flood a home or business with police, thus causing a huge problem for the people living or working there. This footage shows cops from the Seattle Police Department responding to a call about shots fired in an apartment building.
Online phone app that is being called.
Yes.
You're sending an email for...
Sounds more and more like swatting to me.
The heavily armed police show up ready to go, entering the building with guns drawn and taking every precaution necessary.
Okay, move up. Knock. You guys hold back. back. Just go ahead and hold it back. Hello, Seattle Police.
Yeah, what's up?
Is everything okay? We had a couple calls saying that they possibly heard shots or anything.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Didn't have heard anything all night?
I haven't heard anything at all.
How many people are in here?
Just me.
Just you by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. If you can go ahead and stay in there while you do it.
Yeah, thanks very much. Let me know when everything's all right.
Seattle Police Department. Anyone there?
Female? Got down. Hello, Seattle Police. Are you okay?
Can you step out for just a second? Is anybody else inside?
Is there this way?
Is anybody else inside?
Is anyone else inside the apartment?
No, just my cat.
No one else?
No.
Okay. So we got a 911 caller saying someone we think in this address was holding 5 people hostage. We needed ambulances. So.
Okay, well.
Yeah, here we are.
That's the reason for our response. Thank you for being cooperative.
Yeah.
The police knock on multiple doors but find nothing but calm and collected residents. This is surprising considering they're opening their doors to a shotgun. Pranking police is one thing because they have the equipment and training to respond with deadly force. However, pranking strangers can actually be just as dangerous because you never know what's going on in someone else's head. This footage shows a man at a garden store pretending to water plants while his friend films. The moment a man walks by, he accidentally hits him with the water from the hose. After pretending to apologize, the prankster actually hits the man with the hose again. He does this only to have a series of ceramic containers lobbed directly at his head.
Hey! You stupid?
Most people wouldn't react quite so violently, but that's the risk you take when you pull public pranks. If you want to be a cop in the US, you have to go through a pretty rigorous training regimen, but some people want all the authority with none of the work. This footage shows officers from the Ackworth Police Department in Georgia responding to calls of a man driving a retired police cruiser and flashing lights at cars. Even when the man gets pulled over, he decides it'd be a good idea to put his police lights on, leaving him little defense as to the charges. The real officer immediately speaks to the man who's dressed in full uniform and asks him which department he's with.
Hey, partner.
Hi.
Hey, I'm Officer Park with the Ackworth Police Department.
How are you?
The only reason why I'm pulling you over, I guess y'all were, well, that's my chief of police right there. He saw y'all go around traffic. He was trying to figure out who y'all were with or what was going on.
Okay.
So he called out on the radio and asked for a marked unit, and that's why I got you pulled over.
That's fine.
So, I'll just let him come up if you want.
The driver, later identified as 33-year-old Gerard Sinmack, is remarkably calm and claims to be an off-duty hero operation.
I want to ask who y'all work for, Georgia Metropolitan?
Yeah, I'm off-duty hero operator.
Oh, off-duty hero operator?
How you doing, Chief? Hey. I'm off-duty operator. I just working off regular detail. That's my ID. That's my badge.
Wow, there's emergency lights. And did I see you using emergency lights to pull out into traffic on Lake Ackworth Drive?
Oh, no, because I couldn't get through, Chief. You notice? That's a standstill. So I flashed the lights hoping to see me that I was trying to get in the line.
Who do you work for?
This is my company. I'm an off-duty hero operator. This is my company.
Okay.
Yeah, I do criminal details. Yeah.
So you look like me, you're impersonating a police officer.
Oh, no, sir. I'm not impersonating, sir.
You said 57? Oh, okay.
We can't pace in our cars, but we can do two faster revisions.
All right, Mr. Mackey. Here's your ID back.
Thank you.
Look, given with all the light and permit stuff that I'm seeing, I'm just going to assume everything's properly permitted and stuff for the vehicle.
It is, sir.
That said, with what my chief's observation, you know, the use of those are for strictly business purposes. You can't be using it to pull into traffic, okay?
Yes, sir.
So I am going to issue a citation for unlawful operation for emergency vehicle, okay?
I beg of you.
I don't think you're a bad. Let me have your business card. I don't think you're a bad person.
No, I just don't want to get.
You're impersonating a police officer.
I don't want to. No, I don't impersonate police officers, sir. That's why I was careful. I present myself on my uniform. Also, I'm a former police in the Bahamas. I don't have nothing to impersonate for.
We need real cops.
I know.
You could apply.
I don't want to. Honestly, I don't want to apply for awkward.
Okay.
I don't want to apply for awkward.
However, some probing by the police chief quickly demolishes Mac's story. Despite his claiming to run a company for high-end clients, he's cited for impersonating an officer and is arrested. This is what's known as the box prank. You tape a bunch of empty boxes together and then pretend to drop them towards an unwitting victim. However, the young lady in this situation is not about to be a victim.
My boxes! My boxes!
Keep with me. Keep with me.
Boxes!
I don't give a fuck. That's not your boxes are empty.
My fucking boxes!
I don't care. Fuck your boxes.
My boxes! Yo, it's just my boxes!
Oh.
You saw my.
The moment the boxes start tipping, she begins throwing punches. Her friend even kicks the man afterward, destroying his boxes while he does his best to keep up the ruse. He eventually gets the pin, however, by making a run for it before he gets a real beatdown. America's been plagued by school shootings for more than 30 years now, so you can bet that some police do not play around when it comes to active shooter reports. However, in 2022, someone posing as a teacher called the Akron Police Department to report a man with 2 weapons was firing upon students at the local high school. Footage shows just how seriously the police took that call. The first officer on the scene is out of his car in seconds, running towards the school with his gun drawn. After getting inside, the police note that everything appears normal and begin to wonder whether it's a more isolated shooting.
We have an active shooter call here. What? Yeah. Is there anything that's going on? No? That's what I'm aware of. If you guys can keep all the kids in here for me. Gentlemen!
Within moments, they find the school resource officer, who informs them that there's nothing going on. Officers rushing a school with their guns out? Talk about a prank that puts innocent lives at risk. Remember what we said about messing with strangers? This is perhaps the best example of why that's a bad idea. Tanner Cook is a YouTube prankster who simply loves intimidating people for content. On April 2nd of 22, Cook was in Doylestown Center in Mall Sterling, Virginia, when he decides to harass a delivery driver. From the footage, it's not entirely sure what he's doing, but he's remarkably close to Coley, forcing him to listen on to a recording on his phone. Coley tells Cook to stop, but he continues.
What?
Hey, quit thinking about my twinkle.
What's that mean?
Hey, quit thinking about my twinkle.
No.
Hey, quit thinking about my twinkle.
Get on my Facebook call house then. Stop.
Hey, quit thinking about my twinkle.
Stop.
After a few moments, Coley pulls out a small handgun and shoots Cook through the stomach and liver. The young man survived, and Coley was later acquitted, with the court agreeing he acted in self-defense. Most surprising of all, Cook plans to continue making videos. Here's a seemingly innocuous prank that gets turned up to 10 by a very jealous boyfriend. The prankster in question here is riding an escalator looking for pretty girls. Upon seeing one, he decides to romantically caress her arm from the other side of the aisle. The insecure boyfriend and his friend both take notice and immediately give chase, screaming while the prankster runs for his life. Let's hope they were mature enough to give him a moment to explain before potentially jumping him. I guess this was an escalation in more ways than one. At their heart, most pranks are pretty stupid, so when they end up with someone hurt, arrested, or worse, it's hard to justify the footage. This is one such example. It involves pranksters walking around up behind strangers and placing buckets on their head.
Seriously?
What?
Why you just put a bucket on my head?
Someone just put a bucket on my head.
Did they?
Yeah.
Normally this would possibly not result in too much of a reaction, but one woman who was pranked at a California Target had a very bad reaction to the joke instead. The young mother became incredibly frightened by the bucket being put on her head, causing her to collapse due to a serious heart condition. She even ended up in the ER. Though she's yet to find her attackers, she's issued a plea on social media to help bring the kids to justice. Some pranksters seem to think that if you're going to swat somebody, you might as well do it with a celebrity. That's what happened in August of 2023 when an Atlanta home shared by rappers Cardi B and Offset were surrounded by police. Apparently someone had called in a shooting, sending police rushing to the scene. Footage shows officers leaving their cars armed to the teeth and ready for action as they approach the home's gate. However, the property seems dark and calm, likely because it's after 1:30 a.m.
Police department!
I appreciate y'all coming out that fast. If something was like that would have happened, but
You the only one in the house?
yeah, this one I'm keeping the house till they get back in town.
So I got here tonight?
No, sir. Here was my nephew right here. He out of town. But, hello? Hello? I got. You got the lawyers on the line, Drew. But we got the police right here. He said that somebody said Cardi got shot. Your wife got shot. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking to him right now. I'm in front of him. I got you on speakerphone, so.
Yo, this is, bro, my girl, we in Los Angeles, bro.
I'm in the house playing the game, and you know the neighbor Patrick called me and said like, yo, they said somebody got shot in the house. Are you okay? I said, I'm playing the game, man. Like everything's good. And I come out here, man. You got the whole Call of Duty out here, man. I'm playing Call of Duty. Other than that, though, man, everything's good here, man. It's quiet.
All right, well, we appreciate it, Mr.
I appreciate it, man.
You have a good
All right, thanks, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
As the police get closer to the giant mansion, they encounter Offset's uncle, Derek, who tells them that he's the only person in the home. After a quick interview and a call from Offset, it's clearly determined that the call was a prank. Considering how often Cardi B beefs with other rappers, it's likely one of her rivals who was trying to cause some trouble. In what is clearly one of the most disgusting pranks ever recorded, a young Belgian YouTuber filmed themselves throwing buckets of feces on unsuspecting people on a train. Apparently he's done this dozens of times with multiple mixtures of crap and liquid. Footage shows the prankster mixing various concoctions up into a bucket and then going on to the SkyTrain, dumping the bucket of grossness on unsuspecting victims, then running away. Fortunately for the train riders of Belgium, the young men were later arrested and charged with assault and battery. That's a pretty big charge for a few YouTube likes. Let's hope they learned their lesson. Here's another person pretending to be a police officer, this time in the city of Whitehall, Ohio. Footage shows officers confronting a former Pickaway County Corrections deputy named Casey Donovan Williams, who was asleep in a black and white Crown Victoria with police lights blazing.
Hi there. There. So, you're an actual Cleveland police officer?
No, I'm not with Cleveland PD. I work for Cleveland Watchmen. We're a security company that hires only off-duty police officers to do traffic control for.
Are you an off-duty police officer?
Yeah.
So, who are you with?
Pickaway Sheriff's Office.
Pickaway.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're out of Ohio, and you're here working in Franklin County in Whitehall as an off-duty police officer.
So we do.
No, you're uniform marked as a police officer. You're working as a police officer right now with a car that has red and blue lights on it.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got some paperwork I can give to you.
The man claims to be a member of the Cleveland Watchmen, a security company that aids in traffic control. He also claims to be an off-duty police officer in the Pickaway Sheriff's Office. However, as with other police impersonators, the man's stories break down even under simple questioning.
Okay, that 966 Pierce is a problem house. I think there's a female family
Where's the car come
that
from?
comes and goes there that has
Cleveland Watchmen,
warrants, or at least she did
the company that I work
I don't
for.
remember.
Okay, where are you a reserve officer at?
So give me a second. I'll give you the name of the village because it got hooked up through the company here that I'm working with. So.
Okay, do you have an ID from that village?
Not with me, no.
Despite Williams being heavily armed and wearing a number of police identification symbols, it soon becomes clear that he's not a cop, active duty or otherwise.
Tell me what's wrong with it.
It's plastic.
Yeah, that's what he was displaying. And he's armed and everything.
Have we taken his firearm or anything off of him?
Not yet. See, this is who he works for, which is, he's in the military.
Yeah, but it's screen printed.
He's in the military.
Please do not, I'm asking you for courtesy, man to man. Please do not ruin my career. Please, please, please.
I think you did that kind of on your own, Casey.
Please.
All right. The Pickaway County, you knew you didn't work for Pickaway County. You displayed that badge. All right. You're out here acting in a law enforcement capacity, displaying a badge that you have no right to have, or a facsimile of a badge. That's not even a real badge.
He's promptly placed under arrest and was later charged with felony impersonating a police officer. Say what you want about police impersonators, the last guy at least looked the part. However, this footage shows a kid who looks barely out of high school dressing like an officer as an excuse to pull over cars. Footage shows Oklahoma police pulling over the young Tennessee man who tells them that he works at a sheriff's office back home and is being quite standoffish about his being pulled over. Again, under some routine questioning about what he does, his vehicle is registered to, and why he's dressed this way, his story begins to break down.
Do you have any weapons in the car or anything like that? Like a gun or anything?
I'm from Tennessee, so...
Okay. Why are you wearing the vest?
Well, like I said, I drove from all the way from Tennessee, but I'm not gonna have people call me when I don't even live in this damn state.
Okay.
It's gonna piss me off.
You're a deputy sheriff?
Well, I mean, I work at the sheriff's office.
Okay.
So, I mean, what?
Were you a corrections officer for the
Yes.
sheriff's office? Okay. Why do you wear a vest outside of the facility? Is this an agency vehicle, or is this your personal vehicle?
This is my Kia.
Okay. It's just a little odd, because whenever I worked in the jail, I took my crap off, especially if I was taking a long drive from Tennessee.
That's what I say, man. If I
Look,
I will tell you guys the same thing. I have been pulled over so many times in Tennessee and Arkansas.
Right.
Okay? They know. I have told them every single
That
cop.
might be true, but
And
it's just a
Oklahoma's
little
pulled me
odd.
over before too, wearing this stuff. I mean, like every time I come up here, I mean, they don't. All they say is it's just odd. I never see it. I was like, well, I mean, like, well, guess what? Yeah, I like wearing it, just like in Tennessee. I got pulled over for it, and guess what?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's against the law or anything. It's just
And I've even
odd.
had it taken off, and I've had it set right here before, and they're like, and I get yelled at for it. They're like, well, it's kind of weird that you got your belt and your vest.
You got any kind of employment identification? Well, you realize wearing the sheriff on your chest is basically impersonating law enforcement, whether or not you're carrying a gun. Okay, but are you commissioned to be carrying a gun and do you have arrest powers? And you got alcohol in the vehicle.
Well, it's not mine.
Well, that's beside the point.
It's my girlfriend.
But,
and I don't drink, so...
Well, it doesn't matter. You'll be at the Oklahoma County Detention Center.
Is that... The Oklahoma... Is that bad?
It's our detention center. It's our jail. Well, it's pretty good size, yeah. A lot of people that go to prison say it's the worst place to be. Yeah. It's not a good place.
Against what you might consider better judgment, the man even goes on to talk about how many times he's been pulled over for this exact problem. It's later determined that the young man was attempting to pull over some vehicles of their own, which eventually led to him being arrested for impersonating an officer. We've already established that calling 911 as a prank is no laughing matter, but sometimes the situations can happen and be sort of funny. This footage shows the Boone County Sheriff's Office in Kentucky responding to a 911 call during which a man claimed to have killed 2 people. What they find, however, is a young gamer who apparently called the police by accident while playing a game.
Show us your hands.
A prior missing juvenile on a request for a subject named Tracy Connor as the caller. Pick different phone numbers for both.
10-4, we got contact. Male juvenile coming out talking to us.
10-4.
Is everyone inside okay? Okay, bring him out.
Do you need EMS started?
Negative.
Like that. All right.
Do us a favor, turn around. Turn around.
Yep.
Turn around, you got me covered?
Yep.
All right, just put your hands behind your back. I'm not going to cuff you right now. Do you have any weapons on you or anything sharp?
Nope. Yeah, he was.
Okay, you can relax. Okay, so this was just an accident. You called 911. Did you say you killed 2 people or something like that?
Rainbow 16. I had my headset on.
Okay, how old are you?
17.
You're 17. Do you have a driver's license or no?
No.
Okay.
Doc, my mom going to go to call her real quick?
Yeah, can you call your mom for me?
Yeah. Oh, shit. No.
He said no, they're not friendly.
No. The girl is the boys. I thought I put them away.
Okay.
Mom. Yeah, there are 4 of them right here. I was playing the game. I had my headset on, and I butt dialed the police officer on accident. And I just, I was in the game. You know how I act when I'm in the game. And so 4 of them came here.
Do you want me to talk to your mom?
Yeah, you can.
You're not in any trouble, man.
All right.
If it's an accident.
Hey, is this Elijah's mom?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so what happened is, I guess he's saying that he was playing a video game, and in the process of accidentally calling 911, he said that he killed 2 people, but he was talking about on the game. So we thought that there was a double murder, so we showed up to your house with a bunch of us. That's why we're here talking to your son, okay? So there's nothing to be worried about, okay?
Yeah, I got the call.
Yeah, we're just trying to, we're just doing our due diligence here, trying to figure everything out and make sure that everybody's okay, because we have to do that when we get a 911 call. So
Right.
we just wanted to inform you. Are you nearby or no?
No, I'm in Highland Heights at work.
Okay, well, we would like to just check out the inside of the house, if that's okay, just to make sure that...
Put the dogs away?
Yeah, your son was telling us that the dogs need to be put up first, so I just wanted to talk to you before, so we can get your permission, okay?
Yep, that's totally fine.
Alrighty, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, here we go. Put them away. You got the other side?
Okay, hold on for me. Let me just get my supervisor on speed with us here. Hey, we can go in, put the dogs up, check the house, and go 10-8. Okay.
I guess you have questions about what's happened. Are we good?
Yeah, let's go in. We're just gonna go and put the dogs up and check the house real quick, please.
The 17-year-old comes out to talk to the police and is searched. He's adamant that he was merely playing a game when the incident happened and that he claims to have killed 2 people who were just talking to him and his teammates over the headset. It's later determined that he's actually telling the truth, saving him some serious time in jail. One of the police officers even tells the neighbors that the young man was swatted, saving him some embarrassment as well. Unfortunately, not all pranks can turn out quite so rosy in the end. For instance, 18-year-old Gianna Souza attempted to play a prank on his principal at Miami Southbridge Senior High School, only to find himself in court. Apparently, Souza is well known for pulling pranks and decided to pretend to put a wrestling move on the principal, who immediately restrained him, leading to his arrest. Later in court, the young man's lawyer argues that Souza had barely even touched the man and was laughing as he yelled RKO, the name of the move in question.
He was attempting a wrestling move.
This is hands down one of the most. He's not even holding him. He literally is doing this. That's it. That's literally the extent of it.
But you can't do that to a security guard at your school or somebody else.
I know
Apparently, the principal didn't find it funny, and the two of them immediately got into an argument.
So, now I'm recording. You don't want to touch me. And you're still holding me. Let me go. I have my rights. I have my rights. Now you don't want to touch me.
The principal, who'd recently been named Principal of the Year, was adamant that he pressed charges against the youngster. He was later deemed eligible for pretrial service, a form of probation. Some pranks are basically designed to escalate, and this seems to be one of them. Cell phone footage shows a teen approaching a stranger's car and throwing what appears to be gasoline on the hood of it. He then chases the man around, clearly indicating that the move was a joke.
Come on, man. Burning your car down, bro. Car, man. Over. All of this. Yeah. Uh-huh. Why you want to do it? Come on, man. Come on, bro.
However, the second attempt doesn't go as well. After seeing an older man get into his truck, the prankster tries the same gas can joke again.
It better be water, partner, or you're one dead You stay out of this.
Yeah, I don't think you want to do that.
I don't want to do that. You almost died, you stupid.
The man quickly draws a gun, at which point the prankster admits that the only thing in the gas can is water. Nonetheless, the older man is not impressed and warns the kids that he almost died for his silly joke. The older generation may have played some pranks in their day, but it's clear that they don't mess around anymore. The young social media star decides to go up to a stranger in a store and pretend to sneeze on him.
It was, bro.
Hey, man, that silly man, don't do that.
It was
Instagram, man, don't do that. I'm a grown-ass man.
Almost immediately, the man gets confrontational, taking the young kid's soda bottle, pushing him up against a cooler, claiming he's a grown man and not into pranks. With COVID, it's hard to blame him for his reaction. Or maybe it's not hard at all. What do you think? Speaking of pranking older people, here's a young YouTuber walking through a restaurant. Upon seeing a couple enjoying themselves, he sits down at their table, claiming that the camera that's clearly sitting on top of his head is actually an insulin pump.
Huh? Huh? It's an insulin pump. I'm diabetic.
At one point, he even tries to steal the man's pizza before he's told to leave. Nevertheless, he continues to joke with the man while the customer attempts to get the waiter to help.
I'm with him. He's playing the prank on you. He's trying to be funny. No, I'm with him. He's trying to be funny. No, I'm with him. He's trying to make a joke. Huh? I eat family style.
After several seconds, the older man removes his glasses and gets ready to confront the prankster.
Get up from the table, please. Hey, get out of here. I'm just feeling it. Whoa. You're dumping water all over me, old man. What are you doing? I eat family style.
Get up from the table, please.
I'm feeling the
please get up from the table.
Whoa. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Hey, how you doing?
He's getting high right Excuse me, can you get out from the table?
Before long, there's several people confronting him and attempting to physically remove him from the restaurant. Finally, the workers at the restaurant call the cops, which finally gets the man to leave their property. Sometimes it feels like all you need to be a YouTuber these days is a camera and no sense of decency. As a callback to our first video, here's yet another senior prank gone wrong. This time, a graduating class in Texas attempted to cover the walls of their school in post-it notes. However, some students decided to start spraying fire extinguishers and overturning furniture. Apparently, the school actually signed off on the prank and even put teachers in place to supervise. Still, it's impossible to determine what they were thinking by looking at the footage.
Is that a fire extinguisher?
In a world where school shootings happen all the time, the panic felt by many of the people is very clear. Moreover, the students went above and beyond with their vandalism, damaging the school so badly that classes couldn't be held for a week. According to the administrators, the students did thousands of dollars in damage and severely affected the air quality at the school. Guess they should have stuck with the post-it notes. Sometimes it seems that more Americans get shot by cops for holding fake guns than for holding real ones. Another such unfortunate event took place in Crawfordville, Indiana back in 2017. Footage from the officer's body cam shows him walking down the street when he and his partner come across a man walking out of a door with a gun.
Drop the gun now! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! We're doing a movie. Excuse me?
Step back! Step back! Step back!
We're doing a movie.
Step back! Step back!
Step back now. Get down on the ground.
Stepping back!
Get down on the ground.
Hey, you guys better get out here, man.
Hey, stay inside. Stay inside. Stay inside.
After firing at least one round at the man, he claims that he and his associates are making a movie. However, the officer still orders him to the ground and go about handling the situation as if it were a standard arrest. Later, representatives from the film company talked about just how lucky the man was, considering he didn't drop the gun immediately after being commanded to do so. Apparently, the bullet was close enough to his head that he could hear the snap of it passing by him. Talk about your close calls. Fake guns are one thing, but what are you thinking of faking of an entire drive-by shooting? That's what happened when several teens took a fake gun and rode around town looking to scare some strangers. Cell phone footage shows the kids driving up on strangers and shooting them at what appears to be an airsoft pistol.
Just that pull up on your block. That's how you pull up on that block. Hey, y'all ain't ready for this. I'm pulling up on your block quick. Shooters everywhere. Shooters everywhere. I start falling. Pull up on your block. Pull up on your block. Hey, mad as hell.
Given the nature of the situation, the kids are quick to make a run for it. Unfortunately, the police also took notice of their behavior and are now looking for the culprits. Though there was no news as to whether they'd been arrested just yet, they're likely to get a stern talking to at least. Here's yet another instance of a fake gun leading to some real consequences. This incident took place in September of 23 and features some extremely bizarre behavior from the arrestee. Footage shows police coming up to a vehicle traveling in the center lane of a road just 15 miles per hour. Suspecting the erratic driver might be under the influence, the police turn on their lights and attempt to pull the person over. However, the driver does not stop and proceeds to lead the officers on a low-speed chase across the city.
My original reason for the stop was suspicion of DUI. He was traveling in the center lane of travel, doing about 15 miles an hour on 104. Don't hit him. Hey man, it's the police. I don't know if you can tell, but you're under arrest. You need to stop. Pull the truck over and stop. Pull the truck over and stop.
Nobody's on the road.
Shit. No.
Speeds are at about 30.
Even after the officer gets on the loudspeaker and informs the driver that they're under arrest, the driver continues to evade, this time at much higher speeds. Finally, another cop car pits the runaway vehicle, bringing it to a stop. With guns drawn, they approach the driver, who warns that they'll need to kill her and tell them to back away. They then notice that the woman has something in her hand, leading to a tense standoff. She then makes a run for it, but is quickly tackled by the police.
Pin him. Good pit, right, southbound 167. Hands up!
And show us your hands! Show.
Don't ever want to go back.
Shut
Back up. Back away from me.
Show us your hands. Show us your hands now.
Crossfire on the left side.
I'll get it. I'll move it. I'll do it.
Put your hands up!
Show us your hands.
What the fuck? What does she have in her hand?
She got something in her hand?
She has some black object in her hand. She's pointed right at us.
It's like a stick.
Hands up!
Hey, hands up! Show us your hands!
Hands up!
Hands up!
Hands up!
Show us your hands!
Whoa.
I said get away
Put
from
your
me!
fucking hands up!
Let me go!
Can you get a view of her hands from that side?
No, I want to get away from my phone before you kill me!
It's like black and silver.
She's got a black object in her hand. She's saying she's not getting out of the vehicle.
Show me your hands! I'm not going back there.
What is that?
Get on the f***ing ground right now!
No!
Get on the ground!
Oh, God!
Newman, can you take photos of the car and then be an audio video recorded?
You're under arrest.
You are under arrest.
For failure to yield? I don't think we have a looting because we don't have the reckless driving. No.
Good job not shooting earlier. It's on the other side of that.
Dude, hey, she initially pointed that like through the windshield at me when I stopped.
Yeah, that's...
Ma'am.
The only thing that I think saved her is it was so oddly colored.
Do you have any medical conditions we need to know about? The fire department's coming to check on you.
Popped her when she came up with it the first time.
Like this, and she pointed at me.
Put your legs up.
Well, if your shoulder hurts, don't lay on it.
I can't lay on that shoulder, it's hurt. You can push me in.
Oh, I don't want to push you in. I want you to get back out.
I want you to
Here,
go
get
in.
back up. Go around to the other side.
It's okay.
I'm not trying to get bit.
Get the dog.
Good job.
Is there a bunny in the basket?
There is.
Grab the bunny. You gotta look at it. Oh, it's a black one. Hi there.
The object's later identified as being completely harmless, though she was certainly acting like it was a weapon. The woman was later arrested and likely needed treatment for a drug problem. This young man from Fresno, California was not quite so lucky. In August of the same year, an officer responded to a report of a vehicle that had been abandoned in the roadway. While the officer in the process of having the vehicle towed, he's approached by a civilian who tells him that there's a young man on a scooter with a gun.
For Adam 11.
For Adam 11.
I'm stuck here with this tow right now, but I've been advised by a citizen that possibly a young gentleman on a scooter in the area of McGill and Blackstone, possibly armed with a handgun. I got the impression it was one of those, not a motorized scooter.
Copy.
I don't have any other description other than a young man, possibly with a handgun.
Copy. Do you want to call me up in an area check?
Yeah, start a unit that way. In fact, I see a gentleman on a scooter now on FB and McGill. Stand by.
He locates the kid, a 15-year-old boy wearing a ski mask, and orders him down to the ground. However, as he's on his knees, he can be seen fiddling with something in his waistband. The cop orders him to stop, but he continues to reach for the object, which appears to be a gun.
Get your hands up. Stop. Stop.
Four Adam 11. I got shots fired. Four Adam 11. I'm gonna need traffic blocked off at McGill and Effie. Also, McGill and Warner. I'm sorry, Effie and Warner. Start me equipment code 3. Start me units and supervisor.
After shooting the young man, he contacts paramedics and orders traffic blocked off. Fortunately, the young man was taken to the hospital in stable condition and is expected to recover. Later, it was determined that what he had in his belt was an unloaded Glock 19X177 caliber BB pistol. The weapon's a replica of a Glock semi-auto handgun that looks incredibly real. Given the situation, the court agreed there was little the cop could do. Let's end our video over in Utah, where a man was going around pointing a large toy gun at passing cars. Footage shows the officers coming up to the man who's clearly in a strange mental state. He gives his name as Satan and eventually becomes combative. The man, who is later identified as Sven Oakson, initially doesn't want to put the gun down and instead puts it in his pants.
What are you doing? 43, I'm out with him. Why are you aiming that shit at people?
Oh, just practicing.
Put it down. Put it down?
Well, if you put yours down.
I don't have mine out like you.
Okay, I'll put mine.
I can see it's a toy gun, but... Come over here with me.
I don't want to go anywhere with you.
I'm telling you to. Come to my truck.
Oakson then starts to back away, claiming that he feels threatened by the officer. He finally gives the officer his name, but continues to give the officer as much attitude and pushback as possible. After again being asked about the Nerf gun, he decides to walk away, despite the officer saying he's not free to go.
I don't want to go to your truck.
You're not under arrest.
Okay, let's do it here then.
Okay, well then I'm just going to pat you down for weapons.
Okay, I don't have any.
Quit acting froggy on me.
I don't have
Just stand there.
I'm just standing here. I'm just on my way to get some food.
Okay, stay there.
Don't come towards me.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Stop threatening me right now.
I am not threatening you.
You're threatening my life right now.
I am not threatening your life.
All right, do not come toward me.
Okay, stop walking away from me then.
Do not touch me. You promise?
Let's agree on that.
You promise don't touch me?
Okay, stand right here.
I'll stand right here and don't touch me.
So what are you doing?
I was just on my way to get some food.
Where are you going to get food?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell?
Yeah,
do you live up here?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
I live in Brighton.
What's your first name?
It's Satan.
Satan? Yeah, that's not going to be a first name for you. What's your first name?
It's spelled S-A-T-A-N.
I know that's not your legal name.
Oh, S-V-E-N.
S-V-E-N?
Yeah.
Sven?
Well, it's Greek.
Okay, is that your first name?
Yeah.
S-V-E-N.
Yeah. What's your date of birth?
Ask a lot of questions. What's your date of birth?
You don't need to know that.
You don't need to know that.
Yes, I do.
Just being boys, doing what boys do.
How old are you?
You know how old I am. How old are you?
I have no idea how old you are.
How old are you?
30.
Yeah.
Now you tell me.
31.
31? Okay, so 92?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your
You know what I'm talking about. Don't play with me. Okay, what's your date of birth? 92 is the year. What's your date and month? Okay, so what do you have there? Just a Nerf gun?
Yeah.
Do you want to show it to me?
You want to show me yours?
No.
All right, then what are we doing?
I'm trying to figure out what you're doing.
I'm just getting food.
Okay, but we have complaints that you're aiming that at people when they're driving by. Is that not true?
I did nothing wrong.
Okay, but is it not true or is it true? You aimed it at me when I drove up.
You? Yeah, you. You're in the game, aren't you? I'll keep it all in my pants. I'll keep it in my pants and we'll be good.
Just stay right here.
I was playing a little bit of war. I didn't know that was going to offend anybody.
You're playing a little bit of war.
Okay, I don't know what this is. I don't like it. Whoa, hey!
Okay, come here.
Before long, he pulls out the toy again, at which point Oakson is tackled to the ground and arrested. There's a lot of pranks gone bad, but this is definitely an instance of play stupid games, win stupid prizes.